morning, everybody. It is, I think this is day -2 for Fan Expo Denver, and we are up at 5:50. My mom and I are gonna be road tripping it today. So we're gonna stop by like Monument Valley and head up through to Durango. I'm still waking up. We're gonna spend the night there and then do the rest of the six-hour drive to Denver the next day. But yeah, we're road tripping it this year because the flights are very expensive to Denver, and I was hoping to have at least a little bit better profit for this show because it's going to be my last Denver, I think, just because it's always on my birthday and I don't want to work every year of my birthday. So yeah, that's kind of the plan and where we're at right now. We just filled up on gas and we're gonna hit the road and get going, and I don't know how either of us are awake because I am so tired after literally I was here for one day between PopCon Indianapolis and now, so I am exhausted. But we're gonna make it happen. All right, ready for the trip, Mom?
Yeah,
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Our official travel breakfast scenario: eggs, tiny salt, pepper, peeling it in the car. It works.
It works.
Big rocks, big monuments. So we finally finished our 6-hour trek to the marshalling yard, and here we are.
I'm sitting on a suitcase.
Yeah, you're sitting on a suitcase. I'm in the car. Basically, there's a whole line of people here, and they're releasing chunks at a time to go to the convention center to go into the loading.
At a time.
Okay, when we got here, they released like 7 cars at once, but we have about 2 lines in front of us of people, and yeah, they just cleared out the other one. See, it's moving fast. But we're not allowed to have the car on. It's not allowed to idle. So now we're sitting here waiting.
It's only 92 degrees.
It's only 92 degrees. At least we have a breeze. All things considered, this could be worse. If this was the Phoenix dry heat with no breeze, we'd be baking. And we have clouds, so it's a little cooler right now, but we have to wait till they let the lines through and in, and then we can get to the loading dock, and then we'll have to wait for probably pallet service. It's just, this is what sucks. It's like this convention center is now requiring the convention to use the union service, which is fine, but also like I feel it wasn't really planned out super well because our lines are weird. Like we do have a number, so we have a spot in line per se, but it's still like, I don't know, still a little haphazard. I feel like they are slowly letting people through, but I don't know. It is what it is. So hopefully this doesn't take too long because I'd like to just get there and unload and unpack and get things set up as quickly as possible so then we can just go home and relax after being in the car for 6 hours. And then yesterday it was 10 hours. So hopefully the line gets moving, but let me show you the line. Okay, so here's our chunk of the line. There's this one and that one, and then behind those cars there was 2 more lines earlier, but each of these is probably about like 7 to 8 cars deep ish. So yeah, so we finished at the marshalling yard and now we're back in another line because they have a long line to get into the loading dock. This is all just very poorly planned. This whole thing is just I don't know. And then the directions don't even say to get in line here. So it's just all kind of a mess. So yeah, here's what we've been looking at. We've been, I think there was like maybe 8 more cars in front of us, and we've been here for probably about 30 minutes. So hopefully it starts moving a little faster. But yeah, it's a line to a line to a line to a line. We're finally next. We're finally next. Okay, we finally got all the stuff on the pallet. Now we're power walking over to our booth to go find the stuff that's on the pallet and then load it at the table. And then we got to move the car. And I think we're going to do a little bit of setup because we've already been here for like 3+ hours between all the lines and everything. So we're just going to do a little bit of setup, and then after that, we're done. Okay, so here's what we finished today. I'm dying because there's no air conditioning and they're closing at 8, so it's 7:44, so we gotta be out of here. So we have to prep the rest tomorrow, but at least we got the big chunk of the booth done. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to officially day 1 for the Comic-Con. Oh my God, last night was crazy. So we drove the 6 hours from Durango to Denver and went straight to setup. And I'm glad we went straight there because we ended up waiting 3 hours to get out of the marshalling yard. That took about an hour and 15 minutes. And then we got to the convention center and waited in another line for like another hour and a half plus. And then when we finally got upstairs to the loading dock, we then waited for another 30 minutes for someone to deliver a pallet. Oh my God, that just all took so much longer than it needed to. And I understand that this convention center, they need to use the union workers, but also I'm like, if I just had my hand cart, I would have been done so much faster. But yeah, it is what it is. So we were not able to fully finish setting up the booth because they turned everyone away. Like, you had to be off the floor by 8 o'clock. And they actually turned people away at the marshalling yard because it just took too long to get everyone up there. So people were waiting for a couple of hours, and then they just weren't even allowed to go set up because everyone had to be off the floor by 8. So I showed you the video last night. We got the display set up. I have one more display piece that I thought of last night that we didn't set up, so I got to do that. And then today we're just putting out the product and a few other things, and we should be good to go. So I don't see that taking more than an hour. But yeah, it still sucks. I was like hoping to have most of it done last night, but it wasn't in the cards with how long we had to wait. Like, wasting 3 hours just in lines and waiting was rough, especially after driving 6 hours. So I'm hoping this weekend goes well in sales, because it's like, after all the headache and everything that we did for all this, I'm like really hoping that the karma swings back, kind of like Phoenix Comic-Con, how it was really hard for the setup day. I'm like, I hope karma swings back and has good sales, especially since I did a lot of cost cutting things this year, like driving and just trying to save money here and there. So hopefully it all goes well, and I think setup should be pretty quick this morning. So yeah, I'm gonna go eat some breakfast, probably make some coffee, and then we'll hit the road here in probably about an hour. All right, we got the booth all set up. So this year I did 2 tables, kind of a big go all out, and this is a way I can test for exhibitor booth next year for Phoenix. And I like having all the extra space. It's pretty nice. And I got the big dragon banner. So I think this is gonna spoil me. It's gonna be really hard to go back to a 1 table setup. So we're officially open to VIPs, but I wanna show you a little bit of the back end. So I got a couple extra mini figures, my huge bins of stickers, my quick draw products that I need. And then my mom, while it's quiet. She's going to be doing some pastel drawings here. Got some other excess stock over there. Lots of goodies. So I'm going to be trying to conserve a little bit of battery because I forgot my external battery. My mom has hers, but I left mine all the way back in Phoenix. Good morning. But yeah, I'm running Wi-Fi off my phone for this because it's $80 a day for Wi-Fi for this convention center. So fingers crossed. They didn't have a jammer last year. I just hope they don't jam the signal this year. But I'm running Wi-Fi off my phone, and then I'll be doing the vlogging and yeah, connecting to here. So it's just more like I'll film on and off today, but I'm going to try to conserve my battery since I don't have my full power block. But I can use my mom's if I get desperate and need power, but should be good. Yeah, it's a little flip book, so there's some other hidden stickers if you want to check out more. Yeah, I got my little cryptids and like my art supply mimics. Yes. Cash or card? Okay, there'll be 8 flat. Where'd my coins go? Get your change. There you go. And then there you go. And then just line it up on the side. Which one? Oh yeah. I call him my runway version. Thank you. So quick voiceover, Katelyn. I recorded like 3 more clips for the end of this day, and somehow I recorded them all in the slow motion setting for my phone filming thing. So we're just gonna look at my weird face in slow motion. I don't even remember what commentary I said for these clips. I don't know. I was showing people like the minis. Probably talking about how like the day was a little bit slower than I had hoped. Something like that. I don't know. But somehow I recorded myself in slow-mo. So please enjoy, because I got quite a giggle from this, both seeing it in slow-mo and then being like, ah, dang it. Okay, so Robin came by my booth a second ago, and she watches the vlogs and like took advice for like the booth stuff.
Great shit.
Yeah,
Stuff.
Yeah, shit stuff.
Okay.
It's okay, I do both. I cuss and don't cuss. So, but thank you for watching my stuff, and check out her amazing work. Check it out. It looks sick. But yeah, let me flip this around and get your socials too. Okay, go give follows. Agent 0012. Yeah? 0012. Oh, 0012? Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. All right, we're packed down, all done. Day 1 completed. Pretty solid day. And then tomorrow, I think, let me look at the hours again. It should be a little bit, no, it's a longer day. I was going to say it looked like a shorter day, but it's not. So I'll pack down. I'm going to head home and pass out. Hey Mom, can you hand me the minifigures when you have a second? They're the ones in the little cases.
Yeah, I've just been memorizing where they are.
Oh, that's right back here.
Yeah. I got away from the table for a bit. I have my birthday Dutch Brothers. Treat myself to one little gift, and then I'm on the lookout for a friend of mine wants to get me a present for my birthday while I'm here. So I took a couple pictures, got about halfway through Artist Alley, and then I'm just gonna head back and probably do the other half when it slows down, probably again later this evening. Well, happy official day 2 of the con. We're about about 2 hours into the show being open. I already said hello, I guess, a little when I was walking around with my coffee and checking out some of my friends' art. I got a couple things. I went and got some earrings. So I have these new little spiky ones that I got from, where was it? I just had her thing. Oh, Charming Little Fox. So I'll put their socials down below. But I got a couple of different earrings from them. And then I also went and got a bandana from my friend. It's a really cool dragon bandana type of thing. I'll show a picture of that and link to her Instagram as well. And then my friend Janelle usually buys me something at the con for my birthday. And so I was walking around this morning doing a little bit of shopping and I found this shirt and it's so sick. Look at that. So this one is from Dilly Pickles. I'll also put a link down below, but I was like, I just kept thinking about this shirt this morning. And so I went and grabbed it for my little gift from Janelle from afar. But yeah, it's been a little quiet so far this morning. I had a feeling the holiday might be a little bit slower than yesterday. And then especially just, I feel holidays and like Fridays tend to be really quiet and slow in the morning, and then they'll pick up later in the day. So we should get a little more traffic, but we'll see. I'm just hoping the rest of the weekend kind of performs like yesterday, because then I'd be really set. So, let's see, I've sold a couple stickers, a couple books, and I think that's it so far. Oh, and then some of the vending machine, but it's just been a little quiet, but that's okay. We're only a couple hours in, so we got time. But yeah, just gonna chunk away at the day, and then I think tonight I'm gonna try to, if they're still open when I get out of here, I'm gonna try to get some Korean noodles. There's a really good place here that I love there. Oh, why can't I think of it? It's like the black bean noodles with pork and onions. I really love it. So I'm hoping they're still open. And if not, I might get that on Sunday instead, because I love their food. So that'll be my birthday dinner. Hi there. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I like your little cryptid.
Thank you. I love my little dudes. Yeah, I got the cryptids and the gotcha, and then I also have little art supply mimics as well.
Okay. Is this like your own homebrew kind of stuff?
Yes, so both of these are original Creature Compendium, so they can go in any 5th edition game. So,
That's amazing.
thank you. Yeah, feel free to go and pick it up, flip through it. You're more than welcome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get one of the cryptid pins?
Yes. Okay, cash or card?
Card, please.
Okay, that will be $8.23.
Did you paint those minis?
I did not. My friend Joe did. He's so talented. So here's your coin. And it's the second slot on the right. I was going to say left, and that was the wrong side.
Yeah, do you have a card?
Yes, I do. Yes.
I'd love to take one. Thank you.
Here's a bit about our books, and then this is about my art, and then we also do a podcast where we fight the monsters if you're interested. So.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.
I got both pins.
Heck yeah, I'm up in. Yes, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you. So we got about an hour left of the con, and the last little bit of this got pretty busy. I would say it was not as consistently busy as yesterday, but I can't complain. It was still a really good day. Yeah, so I think I'm a little over what I did yesterday. So both days I've made a little over $700. So we're at about 1,400 for 2 days in, which is really good. So we've made booth, and I think most of the expenses are covered. I think we still have like parking and maybe a little bit of food to worry about, but I think we're going to be going into tomorrow pretty early into the profit margin, which is great. Oh yeah, let me show you some of the goodies I got. So I went and visited one of my friends and got these adorable things. I'll put their username right here on Instagram. But I love Legends and Lattes, and then my Green Gaze. I've been super into that comic. And then I grabbed, I think I already showed this, the bandana from my friend. Yeah, I did show that earlier. And then when I was walking around, my dad is a big fan of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And so I found this artist, which I will also put their username. I think there should be a card in here, hopefully. I took a picture of their display, so had to grab those set of prints. What else? I also grabbed some t-shirts. I'll show those. I guess I can show this other one. I thought this one was super cool. It's like a Princess Mononoke one. I think it's super dope. But yeah, it's been a solid day. Hi. But yeah, we're cruising pretty good with the books too. I only brought a box and a half of each, and I have a feeling we might sell out because I think we have maybe half of each box left and some that are on display, but we'll get really close either way. Hi. Yeah, feel free if you want to flip through. There's like more pages to like a little flip books. Yeah, so I got lots of different monsters and goodies. Yeah, and what's been really cool with this show is like everyone's coming back for book 2 of the Creature Compendium, because last year I sold quite a few of book 1, and now they're coming back for the 2nd edition, which is cool, and they're already asking about the 3rd edition, which we need to finish, or make the app. We'll see, one of the two. We're either gonna make the app or we're gonna make a book, so, or both. I mean, either way, I want to print a physical book, but tariffs, so. But yeah, we're gonna hang out for the last hour and then go get dinner and conk out. My energy has been so much lower this weekend, but we're making it through. All right, we're finishing the night. I got my favorite Korean dish. I'm gonna attempt it, but ganjajang. I love it. It's like a black bean, pork and onions on noodles. Oh, I love it so much. I'm so excited to chow down. And it comes with my favorite pickles and some onions. I love these pickles so much. All right, we've officially opened for, oh no, hold on, my mic's all messed up. Hold on, there we go. Okay, we've officially opened for day 3, Saturday. I don't know where I'm going with this. Anyway, we went to bed early last night because we were gonna stay up and watch like fireworks and everything, but we both were just too tired and just conked out. We had our dinner, I had my Korean noodles, and then just fell asleep to the sound of a fan and fireworks. But yeah, so today I'm hoping it's really busy. It's a little quiet as of right now, like there's not a lot of people walking the hall, but we've only been open to the general public for like 10 minutes. But I can hear a lot of people, the noise is for sure there, but then in terms of the line, I feel there was quite a few people in line too. This should be the big day, like outside of the holiday yesterday, and then more people are off for the weekend. I feel like today will be much better on sales and traffic, but you know, you can never predict anything. One year it's like really good with sales, and then the next year it's not really good with sales on different days. So we're just gonna try to sell, and we're almost out of books. Like I think we're gonna run out of book 2 pretty fast, and then we're close to finishing book 1's box, but I don't know. It'd be nice if we ran out, but then it's also like it's harder for people to buy and get free shipping. Like they want to buy it right here and now. So I'm hoping we just have the perfect amount to skirt to Sunday and just like sell out like right at the end. So fingers crossed. So apparently I forgot, I was trying to hit record, but I didn't hit the button fast enough. But Montana Fun Con, I guess, is run by one of the biggest gaming stores that's out there, and they have a bunch of different conventions around the area. But they, I guess, are one of the biggest sellers for like D&D books, like through their game shops. So we're talking about like wholesale for the books and then wholesale for the magic tokens. And then I actually got, I had someone on TikTok I reached out to recommend like a wholesale website where I could put my stickers and other goodies. So I might do that when I get back, is list a couple things so I can have a little bit more like wholesale income. Hi there. And then I was planning on putting my book on Ingram Sparks as well for wholesale purchase, because a lot of game stores go through that as well. I just need to get it set up. I just need to take a week and like do a bunch of wholesale prep and upload, because I'd like to, like, I know a lot of artists make better income off of just like the wholesale back end of such. So yeah. Hi. Yeah, feel free to pick it up, flip through it. You're more than welcome. Yeah, both of them. I don't know if I already gave you the pitch at all, but they're original Creature Compendiums. Oh, yeah, you got the flyer.
My twin gave me this.
Oh, okay.
They really stopped by.
Yes. Yeah, if you want to take it off the stand. Yeah, they both have 50 original monsters with full lore and stats, and they also have like harvestable items. So if your players like want to take something and make it armor, we give you the stats. got some coffee too. Thank you, Victoria, for bringing me coffee. I know you're bumming off my Wi-Fi, but I don't care. I love these coffees, so thank you. This is going to get me through today. Yes. You're good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one was 2019. It was our first set of monsters, and then the next one came out September of last year, so. Oh, the rock lobster's in the newest one. So, the second edition. Want to go for it? Great. Yes, yep. And then, do you want me to sign the book? Sure. Okay. Oh, you're good. I need more of these when you have a second. And then we have an exclusive item for the weekend, so it's going to go in here as well. So, cool. Yes, thank you. All right, we're sitting at about 2:30 for day 3, and today we're going till 7. And so far we've made a little over half of what we did yesterday, which is awesome. It's for sure super busy in terms of attendees. Like, there's a ton of people here, ton of people. And like the books are flying. Like, I think I'm for sure going to run out of book 2 before the end of Sunday. But yeah, so it's been a really solid con, and I don't know if it's the extended booth that's helping a lot, or just like better attendance, or just even having the second book is helping a lot with sales, but overall it's just like really improved from last year. Like last year I remember it was being pretty solid, but this is like an even better year, so that's really cool. But yeah, I would say the books and the Gideon prints are probably some of the biggest sellers, and I'm almost out of those, which is pretty cool. And then of course the gotcha does really well. But yeah, I think the books are what's moving a lot, which is really, really great. And I wish I brought one more box, but it is what it is. It's just I base it off of last year's sales, and that's kind of what happens. You just bring what you can. And I mean, if I sell out, it's a good problem to have, and I'll just offer free shipping for anyone who wants one, and I'll keep the floor copy till right at the end. And then there was a lot of interest in some other magic tokens, which I know I really want to work on. I saw someone around who had a full like binder with like the card sleeves for all of their different token types, and I'm like, at the rate I'm going, I probably will need to upgrade from just the shelf to a binder, and so now I have to think about displays for that. But lots of stuff I want to make in the next couple months, because I would love to get a bunch of new stuff before August, September time, just because I have like I think it's end of August, I have Saboten, and I'll be in their gaming hall, and so I want more gaming stuff, like magic cards. And then September I have Fan X Salt Lake and Rose City Comic-Con, and I want some new stuff for that since I have a bigger exhibitor table. I would like to bring more small items, so increasing the amount of magic tokens would be really good, because it's like I can't afford to bring too many big items. Hi there. How's it going?
Very good.
Good. Good. I'm doing great. Yeah, feel free.
I got drawn over by the Gideon.
Oh yeah, you're good. If you want to pick it up, you can like, they're like reversible cards, so it has like book 1, book 3, and then book 1, book 2. So, and then yeah, I still need to decide on the renewal for next year. I do think I'm going to do it now that it's not during my birthday weekend, because that was a big thing. I think I've said it a million times in this vlog. I just didn't like traveling during that time. So I think I will renew, but I don't know if I want to drive again. We're going to see how the drive home is, but I got to decide before Sunday and decide if I'm getting 1 table, 2 tables. I do think I still will renew, but it's just quantity of space. That's the decision. Because on one hand, I could fly with more stock, I guess, if I wanted to. But it will be more expensive to fly, both because Denver flights are always really expensive, even if it's just from Arizona. And then the increase in stock will be more luggage to check. And the drive was manageable, but it was still kind of a little brutal, just for the length of time and just being in the car that long. And it's like I go back and forth between, because it's like your time is like almost a dollar amount too. You know, I could have waited 2 days and flew out like the evening of the second day and still made it here and set up and everything on one hand, but then I would be paying more for flights. But then what's the worth of my time versus the time that I'd save from flying or driving? So I just got to assess at the end of this, like what our profits are compared to cost. And so I think, dang it. So I just have to assess at the end of this what the profit versus cost is going to look like, especially with saving so much from not flying, and gas is a little more affordable than flights. So, hi. So we'll see. I gotta see what my time is valued at. First, what I save from just driving. I do think I'm gonna make a much better profit at this show, both because it's a very good sales weekend for Fan Expo Denver, and then yeah, just saving on cost, because it used to be flight plus rental car, but I just need to crunch the numbers. So we've hit a pretty big slowdown here at the end of Saturday. We have about an hour left, which means it could either pick up or slow down, but it seems like the last 2 hours of every day have been pretty slow, except yesterday, the last hour, I got really busy out of nowhere. But yeah, it's a little bit lower than yesterday. I still made pretty decent sales, but I'm about $100 short of like yesterday's sales. So I'm hoping tomorrow, like if we can get a ton of sales tomorrow as like a final day, a big hoorah of like people like trying to buy stuff last minute, that'd be great, because we're so close to getting like a very good profit margin. I was hoping to get close to $1,000 every day, but about $400 short today. And the last 2 days have been a little over $700, but it's pretty good for at least like having a low cost show, but I was hoping to have a little bit more in sales. I think adding a few other fan art things, especially for like Gideon the Ninth and a few other things that have had a lot of like good reception, will probably help with some of the future shows. So anyway, with it being a little bit slower, I'm going to sit here and draw for a little bit until someone comes up or whatever, since it's getting a lot more sparse. Like I think I'm saying hi to someone every like couple of minutes instead of like constantly. So I'm just going to sit here, work on some comic work, and just try to interact whenever someone comes up. Good, how are you doing?
Good, these are really cute.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love my little guys. Thank you. Yeah, feel free if you want to flip through. There's a couple more in there. There's also a Mothman in there as well.
Seen a couple good Mothman
Yes.
this weekend.
I know. I did a little brief walk around and I found like some shirts and other goodies too. So,
Right.
yeah.
Can I have wait, okay, buy 3, get 1.
Yes. So someone gifted me a worm, but now I got an even bigger gift, and they're both pink. This is supposed to be a little dragon. So I got 2 pink worms at my table. Well, happy Sunday, everyone. We're officially in the last day of the con. This morning's been pretty quiet, and so I went around and kind of gabbed with some friends this morning about rebooking or like kind of their plans for cons for next year. And I've been thinking a lot about what I'm going to do next year, at least with like my travel shows and things. And I reviewed a bunch of numbers last night too. So I think I got a good idea going into today, like kind of my plan for cons next year. And then last night I went out to dinner with a couple friends to City O City, which is one of our favorite restaurants here. And I got their burger because I love their burger. It's like the best thing ever. So I had a really great time catching up with them. We were all so tired. I don't know what, I guess this con is just really exhausting this year or something. Just a little more tiring. But yeah, after reviewing some of my sales numbers last night, I think the main chunk of cash came from selling book 2. A lot of people came back after buying book 1 to get book 2, and it's awesome, like having repeat customers and everything. But what I'm worried about is if I don't have another book by next year, I'm not going to make sales here at all. Like, I had a couple people buy book 1, but not many, and a lot of people went either for book 2 because they already had the first one, or they thought book 2 looked cooler than book 1. So I'm just a little worried if I rebook for next year, if I would make money at all at the show, because I feel it was a lot of repeat people coming directly for that. And then there was also like the Gideon prints were a really big seller this year too. And so after like reviewing that and like reviewing generally what I sold, I think I might skip this one next year and come back the year after. And like maybe next year kind of tailor back on my travel cons, because I know this year my goal was to do like 12 conventions in a year and like really up like my travel cons and try different places and different things. But I'm realizing I think I need more specific stuff, and I haven't had time really to focus on those drawings with getting ready for the cons and then like hustling YouTube stuff and other things. So yeah, I think I just need to reprioritize before I start doing big travels again. But yeah, anyway, I think I want to spend a year really focusing on making the next Creature Compendium. And if we make an app, that's going to take a lot of energy and time and income. So like, it's hard because like conventions are where I really make my money for the business, but it also is a huge money sink at the same time. It's a weird catch-22 because it's like, I spend like a third of what I make getting here, but then I do make like 2/3 of some type of income to help with other projects and things. So that'll be a little rough, like losing that chunk for a year, but I can do like a couple local shows and smaller things to try to pad some income, and then just do like freelance in general should help too. But yeah, I think I might try tailoring back and focus on making content, because another thing is I really want to get into Gen Con next year, and I think we need more stuff. Like the 2 monster books are good, but I'm like, I think we need another one and maybe some other addition, appendages, things. Yeah, I don't know. I think we just need a little more things to get into that show in general, and like really beef out our own like Black Jackal business page and like really focus on like advertising for that and advertising for like the podcast. So I just think I need to refocus on a few things and get some other stuff going before going ham again on traveling to cons. So yeah. Oh, totally side note, I was really kicking myself, but earlier, like yesterday and today, I saw someone pass by my booth that looked like someone that I recognized from Smosh. If you guys watch the Smosh YouTube channel, I'm so mad. I didn't stop him. It was Damien from Smosh. And I'm like, God, I wish I said hi. But I'm like, it looked just like him. But the first day I'm like, yeah, maybe it's not him. But then the second day when he passed by my table again, I'm like, damn it. But yeah, it is what it is. Okay, with the asides done, we're just going to get through today, and then pack down is going to be interesting because we still have to use the marshalling yard and the union work, and I'm hoping it's not a very long wait, because I'd like to get home and like just have dinner and like have a chill night before you have to drive home on Monday. But oh my God, I'm just not looking forward to pack down. Like, you have, basically they're having it so you have to have your booth 90% packed down, and then someone will give you a pass to go to the marshalling yard. Then you go to the marshalling yard, and then they give you the clear to come back to go to the loading dock and then load your stuff. So yeah, with that process though, what I'm afraid of is like going and then sitting forever to just get here, and then we have to wait for a pallet to come and pick up our stuff from the booth, then take it to the car that's in the loading dock. It's just like the reverse process of what happened for load in, but I don't know how well it's going to go for load out. And then a lot of people, they did have like carts and things, and they just didn't care. They just ignored the union stuff, and I'm like, God, I wish I didn't I wish I didn't listen to that email, because I'm like, we could be in and out of here so fast if I brought my hand truck. But it is what it is. So, you know, we'll just see how fast we can get out of here, and I'm hoping quick enough that we're not stuck here for hours. How's it going? Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, all of those are creatures from our books, so you can put them right in your D&D games. So you got the mini and the stats. So.
Yeah, you don't really want me to make a D&D campaign.
So I'm officially sold out of Harrow, and I only have Gideon left, and I only have one Creature Compendium Book 2 left. So yeah, these are the hot sellers for the weekend, and I'm happy about it, but I think I'm skirting right to the end. We got about an hour and a half left, and I'm hoping to sell the last of both of them. That'd be great, but we'll see, because it'd be nice to not take home both of them, you know, one less thing to lug. But I'm very happy with the sales of the weekend. I'll do my final tabulation, whatever, at the end, and we'll see how good it was. But I still am kind of going back and forth on skipping or not skipping for next year, but I need to look at my final numbers for the weekend and see what it would be like if I had to add a hotel on top of it. So I'll have to double check my numbers. So we're officially in the last 10 minutes of the show, and I think I'm going to slowly pack down because there's not a lot of people here, and I want to be at that loading dock as fast as possible. I know they have to let guests go first, and then we're allowed to go get the loading dock passes, but I don't want to be here for 3 hours. I really hope they're efficient with this, because it's gonna really suck. If I get desperate, I'm just gonna hand carry a bin down, like one bin at a time, to the car, because I do not want to wait, with that, especially how bad load-in was. So I saw some people walk by with like pallets that they're gonna load up and get ready, but I don't know how they got them early. So I'm just gonna start packing down and putting things away that I can without looking fully put away, and then really start tearing down like 5 till. So we got the whole booth all packed up, but now we have to wait to get the loading dock pass. And my mom's been gone for probably about 20 to 25 minutes waiting for the pass. So I'm hoping she tracks someone down to figure it out, and then we'll see. I'm gonna start timing it now. Now that we're packed, it's 5:37. Let's see how long it takes to get to the loading dock, and then they let us back up here and then load our pallet, because I'm hoping it doesn't take too long this time. So they have 2 guys in orange vests dishing out all the marshalling yard tickets. So I have to walk back and forth with him as we go through the line of people. This is ridiculous. They need way more people to be checking off booths. So I don't know if you guys are going to be able to hear me, but I am so close to having a mental breakdown. This sucks. I'm trying hard to stay calm with this all, but this loading dock situation is trash. And I'm trying really hard to stay positive with all this, but like, they weren't ready at the marshalling yard, so now I'm stuck. And I'm like apparently the only Artist Alley booth left, and I left my mom, and she has no charge left on her phone, so I can't do anything. And now I'm trapped with other cars, so I can't just go back and truck it down. This is so dumb. Like, I should have just brought a hand truck. Like, this is what I get for listening to the rules. This is dumb. I hate this. I hate the Freeman group, and I don't know why Fan Expo did this, because this is awful. I know it's probably based off of what the convention center said they had to do, but I'm so tired from this week. Just have this where I'm stuck, and I'm probably gonna be here for like another hour or 2. Oh, this sucks. Like, look at this fucking line. They weren't ready for us at all. So my mom called me. I'm sorry, I'm back. I'm done having my breakdown. Well, it's still in the back of the brain, but my mom called me, and apparently they don't care if you have a cart for load out, but they cared for load in. This is such a fucking shit show. So I'm luckily at the front of the line now, so hopefully I'm going to the loading dock soon, but it's like literally, I feel so bad. My mom is the last table there at Artist Alley, and she's by herself trying to get someone to get stuff onto like a pallet or something, and it's just a shit show. And apparently we were allowed to have hand trucks, even though I asked them specifically in an email. I'm like, hey, this feels more like exhibitors need loading docks and Freeman and such. Like, I'm just a small artist for Artist Alley, And they're like, yeah, you have to also use Freeman according to the convention staff. And apparently not. Everyone in Artist Alley had a hand truck. Like, and a ton of them on the way in had hand trucks. So I'm like, I'm just gonna forever, no matter what, in the future, if a convention says we have to use the union labor, I don't care. I'm gonna bring my own hand truck and just suffer the consequences after, because I could have been gone and at home by now. We were packed up within the first 30 minutes of the hall closing. We were ready at 5:35. It is now 7:15. Between having to run around the entire hall to find one of 3 people with orange vests to tell us that our booth was ready to go. And then I had to power walk to the car after getting like this little slip. And then from the car, drive 20 minutes to the marshalling yard to then stand in line. It starts raining. They tell us to all go back to our cars. We get in our cars, and now we're stuck in this line with no organization or anything, because I would assume they'd want Artist Alley out first because we're right in front of the loading docks. And I'm like, if I am one of the last artists there, like, help me get out of the way of the big exhibitors. There's like literally no organization with this Freeman loading docks situation. And I feel really freaking bad that my mom is stuck there with almost no to low battery, and I can't help her because I've never had this happen at any other con. And I'm like, I'm furious. I'm really fucking pissed. And I'm done having my meltdown for now, but I'll probably have a meltdown later because I have to wait to be released to this freaking loading dock situation. And then after the loading dock situation, we have to drive home. And then tomorrow is a 12-hour drive home. I'm ready to be home. I'm really fed up with this weekend. Like, all the little weird things from how the con was run this year, and then this situation with the loading dock. I'm ready to be home. I was supposed to get dinner with my friend that we're staying with, and now that's probably not going to happen, and it sucks. So I'm tired, and I want to go home. I try not to be negative in these con vlogs, but I also want to show you guys the shit that happens when it gets weird or when this type of stuff happens, and I'm really frustrated. And I hope, I don't know. I always feel bad showing negative emotions on the internet, but I'm really not happy, and this really sucks. So, yeah, I'm just ready to be home. So it's almost 10 o'clock and we're still here. There's still artists waiting to get out of here. There's my mom over there. Almost all the exhibitors are gone, and I can't freaking flag down a forklift. I feel so ill. This is awful. Awful, awful loadout. Good morning, guys. It's officially 6:47 on Monday. We ended up getting to bed pretty late just because of the loading dock situation. But yeah, I think we ended up going to bed closer to midnight. Both my mom and I kind of naturally woke up a little early. So we're going to hit the road. We're getting ready pretty fast. And then we got 12 hours to drive home. Oh, I'm so sore from yesterday. So, yeah, that's kind of it. Gonna hit the road, and we have to go south through New Mexico, and then we curve back into Arizona. So it should be a faster drive than the first day because we did a big tall L to get here. So, oh, I'm ready to be home. Well, hey, everybody, here's the wrap up for our Fan Expo Denver vlog. So, preface, I was going back and forth on sharing like the negative thoughts there at the end, but I do want to expand on them a little bit more before we get into the cost breakdown, because it was kind of a shit show. So basically, a lot of cons do use like outside labor or union labor to help with some of the bigger exhibitor booths. And this is the first time I've received an email from the convention saying like, hey, here are the rules and restrictions. You're going to have to use the union labor. And so I did end up reaching out to them and asking about like to clarify, because I'm used to hearing that for bigger exhibitor booths just because they have a lot of stuff. They usually have like bigger, heavier equipment. So it makes sense to need like forklifts and other assistance to get it into their giant vans. But I hadn't heard of it for artists. So when I reached out to ask, I was like, hey, I can't really afford union labor. I missed the part where they said that they were covering the cost of it. But I asked, like, does this also apply to artists? And they said, yes, but don't worry, Fan Expo is covering the cost. And I'm like, okay, cool. And there was no way that it was really being enforced when we got there. There was a lot of artists that were still using hand trucks and carts and things. And then I feel the staff amount was not adequate for the amount of people that were on the floor, especially for loadout. So for load in, basically halfway through waiting in that line, all of the union labor went on lunch. Like, I totally think it's fine that everyone gets breaks. You need breaks. Like, that's part of the job. But I feel they should have had a better plan for either like offset shifts, you know, like one goes on lunch, one keeps going, but that ended up eating up like 45 minutes extra of sitting there and waiting. I don't know if that's on Freeman's end. I don't know if it's because Fan Expo maybe didn't buy enough people. I don't know the circumstance, but that's just what happened. So it could have been faster. You know, it probably could have saved us close to 45 minutes to an hour if that didn't happen. So that part of load-in was really frustrating. And then for load-out, it was just like a mess, because after the fact, I found out that we could have brought hand trucks for loadout. I would have just brought mine anyway. And it's weird to have the rule that you can't use it for load-in, but you can use it for loadout. And I think, if you ask me, again, this is my opinions from just outside observing and seeing what I saw, but I think they allowed it for loadout because I feel they didn't buy as many workers for loadout, which was really surprising. On top of like already having only 3 people to go around and say which booths were ready to be packed up, which was really hard because they were prioritizing the exhibitors. None of them came over to artists. They were all running around the exhibitors. Like, I feel they weren't even told to check us because, again, the rules were a little bit in shambles. Besides that, by the time I got there, closer to like 9-10 o'clock at night, there was only 2 forklifts left. For the entire floor, there was only 2 left. And when I got there, one of them was like, hey, sorry, I'm going to lunch. And so there was 1 left. And that guy looked like he was run ragged. I don't even know if he took breaks. He looked exhausted from like just the whole day of moving stuff around. And so I got lucky and I was able to flag him down and ask him very nicely, like, please, we have this one little pallet. Can you just move it to my car? I'm not a big exhibitor and we're like one of the last artists left. So again, I feel this was like a labor issue situation. I don't know if it again was like a whole shift went on lunch and there was only these 2 left, or it was literally just like they didn't plan accordingly and there wasn't enough labor, because a couple people just like were gone. Like 10 o'clock hit and they clocked out. Like, I saw them leaving, going to the cars, the whole shebang. So I don't know. I feel the process could have been a lot faster if there was more people working. So I don't know on whose end that was, or if this is just how it goes usually for loadout. Because I've heard from a couple of friends that have done exhibitors, like some loadouts are this bad, especially if you have to use the forklift service. So that's one thing I'm going to keep in mind for future shows, because if I want to eventually expand and do like a big booth for Gen Con, now I know I'll go into that show with the mentality of like, hey, it's going to take a while to break down and get people to help us load out, or I just bring my own freaking hand trucks. One of those things will happen. But I just wanted to clarify that because I didn't really talk about it much when I was having my little meltdown moment, because I was just so frustrated and I was tired. It was like a whole week of not sleeping great, and it really caught up to me that night. So yeah, I was a little conflicted showing that, but I did want to show kind of the back end and the frustrations, because as soon as I was thinking about turning around and hand carrying the tubs, I got boxed in by a bunch of trucks. And so I should have been more decisive, and that just sent me over the edge of being really frustrated with the whole thing. Anyone who came and visited my booth for the weekend, you guys were awesome. Like, I had a blast getting to meet so many of you, and you coming up and saying you liked the first book, came back for the second book for the Creature Compendiums, or you watched the YouTube videos. It was really awesome to meet you all. I just wish the con was run a little better, because load in and load out were a nightmare for at least the pallet service situation. With that covered, though, I did want to go over the nitty-gritty, the numbers crunching to show you how good or bad this con was. So first of all, for expenses, I ended up spending a little shy of $300 on gas. I did buy kind of a nicer hotel on the way there because it was kind of like a trip for my mom and I, but it is still kind of a business expense. So I ended up spending, again, a little shy of $300 on the hotel room. The food was $178. I survived off of like 1 or 2 big hauls from Whole Foods, and like I didn't really eat out at all for the week. I also just didn't have a great appetite that weekend, so that helps save money on food when you don't want to eat. Not saying do that. You need to eat. Make sure you have snacks, because I was very bad that weekend. Parking ended up being $135 because I did have my car and I still had to drive in. The booth was $750 because I brought 2 tables. So it basically was, what is that, like 3 something per table? Yeah, $375 per table. And so it's pretty affordable for a show for like the table cost, but Denver is kind of another expensive city, so keep that in mind. So then my total sales for the weekend were $2,915. So I do have last year's numbers. Let me pull that up too, because I want to compare. So according to my video from last year, perfect screenshot, by the way, I made $2,299 in total sales. So that trended a little bit higher. I was actually surprised because I thought I was going to be lower this year than last year. So that's nice to see that this show trended high, even with cons across the board being kind of low. But either way, this is kind of where we're sitting at. It's a little low for what I would want for a travel con, because you'll see what the expenses kind of, what the breakdown is and why I need it to kind of trend a little bit higher. So after that, my total costs ended up being $1,648. My total sales was $2,915, which left my final total to $1,267, which isn't bad. I'm very happy to be making a profit. I always want to stress that, like, when I'm doing these analytics, I'm not ungrateful for being able to make a profit, and I'm very happy where I am as a convention artist, but it's just like observing and seeing where I can grow and get better. So with this, I try to keep my cost at 1/3 or less of my profit. Obviously, there's only so much you can control with that. Like, I can't control the price of gas. I can't control the price of food. I did drive, which ended up making it cheaper in comparison to flying. You know, I tried to cut costs how I could, but it still trended a little bit lower in terms of like sales compared to cost. We were really close. We were really, really close, but it wasn't quite fully there. I always tell people, like, if you're looking to travel, like, you want to aim for your local cons to start making like $3,000 to $4,000, because that can show you a gauge of how much you might make at a travel con, because the expenses add up very quickly. And if you want to be able to cover product and like other stuff in the long run, you need to take that into account on how much you're selling versus how much you're spending. And with that too, I did get some comments on my last vlog being like, hey, you probably actually spent more because you weren't accounting for product. So I do account for product. I don't really show it on this breakdown per se, but most of my product is either kickstarted or it's paid off during the show that I purchased it for, and then I have excess stock for the rest of the year. That's kind of how I do it. I don't really calculate it based off of like, you know, each sticker. I know each sticker costs like X amount of dollars and then I'm making X amount of profit from it. But I usually count it as like, if I did an order of $200 worth of stickers right before this convention, if I make $200 in profit, it goes towards those stickers. So like, that's usually how I calculate it with my sales versus cost. So just FYI. And then I'm very lucky because a lot of my stuff is kickstarted, so I don't have an initial cost, but I am trying to make enough profit off of those products so that I can reorder them. Like, the books are very expensive, and it's hard to order them in bulk after like the initial Kickstarter amount's gone. So I try to keep that in mind too, but I think just this year in general is kind of trending low on convention sales, and then my online sales have been kind of all over the place. So if you want to get goodies, quick plug, KatelynMcCaigue.com/shop if you want to grab anything that you saw in the video today. I basically have it all on my online shop as well. But either way, thank you guys again so much for stopping by and checking out this video. Again, thank you if you stopped by. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate you supporting me and my small business. I don't think I will be attending Fan Expo Denver. I did not end up renewing. I think I will come back in a year or two potentially, because it is still a pretty good selling con. I just need more product. So I do think I'm going to be taking that year off and then trying to expand my arsenal of product and like kind of fade some stuff out, bring some new stuff in, and like really reassess how to make this booth more successful, because I kind of need it to trend a little bit higher, especially for these travel cons. And also I'm just going to give the economy a minute and we're going to assess and see how things go, because like we've all observed, I think cons are on a downward trend for this year. There's a lot of obvious reasons why. But you know, it's just part of the game, you know, of making your own business. You just got to observe and react and try your best to navigate the random oceans that come with, you know, running your own business. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Like, the direct help helps me so much. Like, you guys don't even know. I really appreciate your support. And I hope you're enjoying some of the behind the scenes goodies you're getting as I'm producing art and other stuff. If you would like to join my Patreon, you can get basically unlimited access to all the stuff with just $1. I have a tip what you want, so you can throw $1 my way every month. And then if you want more goodies sent to you in the mail every month, I do have a mail club where you can get a print, a sticker, and a sticker sheet sent to you in the mail every month. This is this month's theme. We're doing like a cool like water goddess fox thing from a couple videos back where I did like the emoji combo. I loved how this one turned out, so I wanted to make a whole themed pack from it. Again, thank you guys so much for supporting me. Thank you for following, subscribing, that whole thing. I really appreciate you guys watching these videos as well. I think there's going to be a little bit of a change in some of my videos coming up. I still plan on doing these vlogs for the rest of the cons for this year, but I think we're going to have a little bit of a shift up coming into 2026. Oh my God, we're almost there. It's crazy. But either way, thanks again, guys, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.